All right, so it is Tuesday. It is the 13th, and it was very strange to not be like drafting something in the office today, like on my lunch break and stuff. And it was actually disappointing because there was like an internet outage that lasted for a good couple hours, and I wasn't able to do anything basically for almost 4 hours. So it sucked not having had a project that I could work on, and that just kind of led to me working on a brand new project. There's a book, Seven Figure Fiction by T. Taylor, I think, and in it she talks about like writing your book description before you write your book. You know, obviously that is something a lot of people do, but that got me into wanting to do that. And then I was watching Michelle Schusterman. I'll try to link the video down below. She has a super useful and helpful channel that I'm subscribed to, but she has a video on like outlining a story fast, and so I was playing around with that. And this is like a little brain dump I had done yesterday about my new silly for fun idea that was loosely inspired by Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine. And so I did some character work based on some stuff from Seven Figure Fiction, and then I did the outline stuff based on Michelle Schusterman's channel, like starting with the 1-sentence summary, moving into the query formula, and then finally the 5-sentence summary. So that is the majority of what I worked on today. Although I did also, the Michelle Schusterman method involves note cards and just writing any scene that comes to mind, regardless of like where it fits, if it fits, just any scene that seems cool, just writing that on a scene card. I didn't have cards, so I used some post-it notes and was kind of rearranging them on this spread. It's not gonna stay there. I do have cards here, home, so I will be transferring that just for fun. Although I'm not going to plot out every little scene because that's, you know, kind of against what I have just learned about my outlining. But yeah, so I basically have a whole new short romance, hopefully short romance, planned that I think I might start writing just for fun while I am taking this little break from Pine Hollow. And yeah, I am planning on it being a short romance. I'm going to use Nell Alexander's framework for a short romance. You know, there's only going to be like 4 characters in this story because it's going to take place kind of in a remote-ish area, and I don't know, I'm kind of looking forward to it. And yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that and what I did. My hand is killing me from all of the writing I did today, which when I look at it really wasn't a lot, but I guess that's just another thing that comes with getting older and the fact that I've been writing since elementary school. So like for fun, obviously everybody's been writing since elementary school. They make you write in school, but I mean writing for fun on top of all the times I've just had to write in general. And yeah, that is what we are doing in this vlog, I guess, is just playing around with this fun new idea, and maybe I will share a little bit more after I've started writing it and if I see whether or not it's something that's going to stick. I could sit down to start writing it and absolutely hate it and feel nothing for it, so we'll see. I don't know what I'm doing with this new for fun idea, but I wrote the first 2 chapters, which is really just like the first 2 like scenes. They're pretty short. They're each like around 500 to 600 words, and it's kind of just the introductions to these 2 characters. But in terms of like beats, it's like I'm going off of a 12-beat framework. I've already finished the first 2, so only 10 beats left, and I'm curious to see how it's gonna go for me. I'm planning for this to be a short story. I'm gonna say no more than 20,000 words would be ideal. Potentially 30,000. I'm already moving the goalpost. Potentially no more than 30,000 words. It's just gonna be an indulgent, dirty, spicy romance with insta-love. There has to be real love in my stories because I'm a hopeless romantic. And I will say my main male character, I kind of gave him like a very traumatic past, and so that might be a bit much for a short story, but you know, that's always something I can write a prequel about. That might be fun, and it would be super chill if I could finish this in, I guess, 2 weeks and then start on my revisions for Pine Hollow. So yeah, I just wanted to give like a quick update. I had to do it while I was driving because I know my partner is already home, and also I just finished my Epic playlist, Epic the Musical, and I didn't feel like finding a new playlist while I was driving, so but yeah, I'm like literally home after this turn, so I'm gonna get off of here. I'm just excited to have a new project. So quick morning update, I guess, just because I like to ramble sometimes. So it's Thursday, my camera quality sucks in this lighting. I'm sorry, I'm in my work parking lot. But yeah, so today we are going to be working on the Meet Cute beat. It's one of the only beats I don't really have any scenes kind of outlined, so I will have to do some brainstorming because I want it to be a good meet cute. I have, you know, a vague idea of what it's going to be based on the context of the first 2 chapters that I wrote, but yeah, I have to brainstorm. And also I forgot to transfer those 2 chapters, which isn't that big a deal because they're only like, you know, they're under 700 words each, but it does suck because if I write and finish the Meet Cute beat today, that'll be a 3rd chapter, and then I have to transfer 3 separate chapters, which will be fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna head into my office, and after I get settled, before I log in, I'm going to get to brainstorming. I opened up my lunch bag and found a note from my partner. I don't know, I just had to share because little surprises like that are just everything. Okay, so it's Friday. It is the 16th. It ended up needing to be split into 2 different chapters, one from my main female character's point of view, one from my male character's point of view. And I finished the first half of the beat, and then when it got to chapter 4, the male character's point of view, I wrote the first sentence and I was like, that's good enough, I'll come back to it later. And then I never did because I had kind of a late day yesterday. I had to go to CVS to pick up a prescription, and the CVS is like 40 minutes away on a good day, and of course I hit terrible bridge traffic coming home from work, and then I had to pick up dinner, so I didn't get home until 5:30-ish. And which worked because that was when my partner got home. But yeah, so after dinner, I just did nothing but lay on the couch, basically. So that is my plan today, to finish chapter 4, thus finishing the Meet Cute beat. And I want to brainstorm the next beat, which is the growing attraction / getting to know each other beat. I will say that I think this beat is going to be one of the longest beats in this story. Like, let me see. So the growing attraction beat leads into the first kiss beat. And so I have all of these scene cards that are a part of the growing attraction beat. So let me see. 5 scenes, not counting any kind of filler scene I might need to put in between to act as kind of like the glue, I guess, that holds these scenes together. And then first kiss beat here. I will say it has been nice to have scene cards to kind of go through. I've never been able to understand how people use scene cards. It was just something I couldn't wrap my head around. And for some reason, when I was watching Michelle Schusterman's video, it was like, I don't want to say something clicked because I still don't entirely understand, but it was like suddenly I needed to try it. Suddenly I was like, oh, you mean I can just write scenes that are cool sounding? You know, I don't have to have concrete plans. If I have a scene, I can just write it down. And then it turns out that these actually have been pretty helpful and fun to be able to kind of go through them and measure and weigh out the beats, I guess. So I don't know if I'll be doing this for like every story that I write, but it has been fun. I even have like color coding. So, you know, this kind of periwinkle color that is for scenes that involve like character development and backstory. Romantic development is pink, and any conflict, including external or internal, is red. And like I said, normally I have never been able to understand scene cards and the point of them, but it has been nice, especially because, like I said, I can look at this and the growing attraction beat obviously is one beat, but I can like look at that and see that I have at least 5 scenes that need to be involved in that beat. So I think after I finish chapter 4, I think I'm going to try and determine, like, split them up. So have like growing attraction A and growing attraction B, and that way I can outline the growing attraction A scenes, but not jump too far ahead into the other scenes just in case I need to be spontaneous. I'm not sure. I'm overthinking it because that's just what I do. I'm an overthinker with everything. I did, again, I had this in my old writing journal. This is for the Nell Alexander framework, and it has I don't want you guys to see this. It has the like total word counts up top, and then it kind of shows how many words per beat for stories that are, you know, this length. And I'm aiming for 20K so far. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 fit in with the word count here, but the getting to know each other beat, she has it like listed as 3,000 words for a 20K word story. I think I'm going to go over that, so I'm not holding myself to this super strictly. I do appreciate having the guideline though, just in case. So yeah, that is my plans. It's Friday. It is almost 10:30 a.m. I'm working. I swear I'm working. I always feel kind of bad because I don't want people to think that I just come on here and just like sit here and don't do anything, because I am working. It's just some days, especially on Fridays, it's like everyone in my office is taking off. It's the summer, people are taking off or they're leaving early because it's nice out and they want to go do shit. And then that means that my day gets super slow because I have no one giving me tasks or, you know, emailing me with questions, you know, so my day becomes slow because of other people wanting to take time off, and I love it. So my day has been kind of slow so far, which is great. I'm going to eat something and then I'm going to work on chapter 4. Alright, so it is like 2:33. I just clocked out, just signed out of my work system, and I was able to brainstorm and plot out the growing attraction A beat, and it is 2 chapters, and B should also be 2 chapters. I want to do a little bit of cleaning. I was able to sweep the kitchen earlier, but there's still just more I want to straighten up. And honestly, I was playing Fields of Mystria a couple weeks ago. I stopped because the game like froze on me, and I just got mad because I hadn't saved in like the whole day and I had accomplished quite a bit in the game. So I rage quit and I haven't touched it since, but now I'm like, I could go back. So I want to play Fields of Mystria. I want to read. I just found some thriller books on Kindle that I want to read, and I want to write. So I don't know what I'm going to do after I clean up and have a snack. My partner has already told me it's going to be kind of like a late day for him. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have decided that for this vlog, I might just make a long vlog. I might just keep this vlog going until I finish this 0 draft. Might take a while, as I am only on the 4th beat of 12. But I just think that that is maybe for the best in terms of like, you know, rather than put out weekly vlogs where it's like I don't really feel like I'm accomplishing anything in them. It would be nice to just like come at you guys with like this vlog in its entirety, like, hey, I finished this draft. Or even if it's, you know, if it ends up being like kind of long, then I can just split it in half. I did get Pine Hollow printed, the 0 draft. And it's weird because I did it at Staples, and I just ordered it online because Staples is like 40 minutes away, and I'm paying for the convenience because driving makes me so anxious, and I do more than enough of it on my days in office. So I had just ordered it at Staples online and had it delivered, and they sent me 2 copies of it, and I was like, oh shit, did I accidentally like do it twice? And I went and I looked at the order, and no, I only ordered 1 printout basically, but they sent me 2 different ones. And maybe that's the universe's way of telling me I'm gonna make a mistake. I don't know. I have 2 printed out copies of my 0 draft. But yeah, so I'm gonna move on with my day, get to cleaning and stuff, and I'll probably just end up playing Fields of Mystria. It's such a cozy game, and I just like being able to turn my brain off. Oh, but speaking of games, if you are a Dragon Age fan, you will have seen that Dragon Age The Veilguard is coming out on Halloween, and I am so jacked that I don't have to wait much longer than just like 2 months basically. And I'm already considering taking off work for that Thursday and Friday just so I can have kind of some unlimited time to play it. I'm so excited. It felt like almost like it was gonna get ripped away from me, and it didn't, and I'm excited. And yeah, I'm also seeing Alien Romulus tomorrow, which is another exciting thing because I'm a huge Alien fan and haven't been very many good Alien movies since like 2. Part 3, I feel like the original, like if there was a director's cut of part 3 is probably good, but the part 3 we got was not good. So I'm very excited because I'm not sure how his name is pronounced. Is it Fede Alvarez? I really liked his Evil Dead movie. I thought it was a great reimagining, requel. I'm not quite sure what it would be considered, but I thought it was great. So I'm very much looking forward to his take on Alien. And I am rambling for too long. I need to like put a cork in it. So the goal for today is to start chapter 5, well, and finish chapter 5, and that is of course the Growing Attraction A beat. And ideally it would be great if I could write both chapter 5 and 6 so that I can move on to the second half of this beat tomorrow, but I don't want to stress myself out. So today I am mostly just going to be trying to write chapter 5. I had a revelation while I was editing the footage from Friday that I'm using framework and beats from an author named Nell Alexander, and I did not even realize that I had named my main female character Nell. So that's something. And what's really funny is I went onto like a baby name website and was just looking for like sweet sounding girl names, and Nell popped up, and I was like, oh my god, that's perfect. And then this whole time, like the author Nell Alexander like watching over my shoulder basically. So I don't know if I'm gonna change it. I think at the moment I'm too far in to go back and change it. So I think she's just gonna be named Nell for now, and maybe I'll change it later. So yeah, Nell is my main female character, Garrett is my main male character. Just if I start talking about them, you know who the hell I'm talking about. So yeah, this weekend, just real quick, I mentioned I was seeing Alien Romulus. It was not as good as I was hoping it would be. I feel like everyone was building it up as like, oh, it returns to its horror roots, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, it was there, like you can tell an attempt was made, but I don't think it did it nearly as well as it should have. And I was kind of hoping for a lot more like blood and gore, and I was so excited because, like I mentioned, especially after seeing Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead, and it was very disappointing in that regard. I will say it was infinitely more entertaining than Alien Covenant was, because that movie was straight trash. But I would probably only give it like 3 stars out of 5. And like I said, just because it was entertaining, it just wasn't as good as it should have been. And the synthetic Andy was the best character. But watching as an autistic person, it does kind of, I don't know, make me realize some things about myself and about how autistic people are perceived, I guess. But yeah, all that to say, it was an okay movie, but if you're like on the fence about seeing it, you can probably wait. So yeah, I am going to go downstairs and make myself a latte. I haven't had any coffee today. Not because I was like trying to like stay away from it. Mostly just, I don't make it when my partner is still sleeping, because despite the Clio coffee maker calling itself like whisper quiet, it's actually pretty loud, and our bedroom is right over the kitchen, so I just don't do it while he's in bed. And then I was busy with work, but now I'm ready to start writing, so I'm gonna make me a latte, probably get something to eat as well, a little quick breakfast, and then we are going to jump right into chapter 5. And this is nice because it introduces Garrett's cousin, because you kind of need more characters than just your 2 romantic interests. So she is a good, I don't want to say a go-between between the 2, but she is a good character to have to kind of help Nell learn more about Garrett, and also help Garrett realize that he's being stupid, I guess. So we introduce his cousin, her name is Tilda, and I'm excited about that. So yeah, latte time. Okay, so it is a little after 12 in the afternoon. I just finished chapter 5, so I'm a little bit behind. I had hoped I would be farther at this point, but I was able to cross that off of my daily to-dos, and it's a little bit longer than I thought it would be and than I wanted it to be, but I introduced Tilda, Garrett's cousin, and I really like her. And I was able to kind of explore Nell's backstory and why she's here, because I'm trying to be a little more, like, I'm trying to keep it a little close to my chest, I guess, because I've noticed in like a lot of other books, authors don't immediately just tell you a character's background. Even when that character is the point of view character, they kind of, I don't want to say they'll hide like what their trauma is, but like they won't really, even when they're thinking about it, they'll trail off, they'll just allude to it, and then it can be something that is like slowly revealed through the narrative or through your character getting to know another character, and it can sometimes even be something that's like revealed as a plot twist. So I'm trying to not just immediately let the reader know every little detail about Nell's past. So I'm kind of peppering it in and trying to be a little more, I don't want to say vague about it, but I guess a little more cryptic. I'm hungry, it's lunchtime, I have some leftover spaghetti that is calling my name. So I'm going to go and make my lunch and eat my lunch. I have a new task I have to do that just came in before I hit record. So I'm gonna eat my lunch and take care of this email that I have to take care of. And then I'm going to jump into chapter 6. And like I said, ideally I would like to finish that chapter by today. So tomorrow I can do the final 2 chapters of this beat. And I'm also going to catch up on my watch later. I am so behind on all my freaking AuthorTube and writing community videos. Please forgive me if I comment very late. I am trying to comment on all the ones I watch. Sometimes I don't know what to say, but I always drop a like. So please forgive me if I am super late, and if I haven't reacted to a video you posted yet, please forgive me. I don't know how it happens that I fall this far behind, but I'm gonna try and catch up on some of those while I work and while I eat. So yeah. I did it. I finished chapter 6. So that's exciting because I was trying to be like gentle on myself, and I had the goal of just starting chapter 6 after I finished chapter 5. But I wrote all of chapter 6. It was like 1,400 words, and I am finished with the first half of this beat. So I can't cross it off on my checklist, but I am going to put one line through it. So when I finish the second half of this beat, then I will put the remaining line, and I'm just feeling pretty good. Yeah, so I finished chapter 6. I am almost done with my work for the day. So yeah, I'm going to end today's vlog here because I'm not going to write anything, and tomorrow I will be outlining the second half of this beat. And I do, because of my scene cards, have the like vague idea of the scenes that will be included in the second half of this beat, so I'm feeling very good about this story. Okay, so it is Wednesday. It is the 21st. I'm so tired. I have not been sleeping well at all. I am so tired. I just got to work, obviously. I'm in the parking lot. I have to make my 10-minute walk in, and it's a little chilly outside, which is crazy because it's been so hot. But yes, so yesterday, obviously, I finished the getting to know each other beats, the whole beats, because I finished the second half. I'm excited because that means today I can brainstorm for the first kiss beat, but it's gonna be a little spicier than just a kiss. No clothes come off, but it's gonna be a very, very dirty kiss. And I'm kind of excited to write that. I don't know. It's just like the fun parts. It's basically like one of the first scenes I imagined before I started planning the story, so I'm a little excited to write it. So the goal is to brainstorm it and then write the next chapter. Even though the last chapter I wrote yesterday was from Garrett's point of view, I think the next chapter I write today will also be from Garrett's point of view, because I just think this scene, the beginning of the scene, works better from Garrett's point of view, and the end will work better from Nell's point of view. So that's the plan. Good morning. It's Friday. It's the 23rd. It is early. It's like 6 o'clock. My partner has already left for work, which is new. He usually sleeps until like 8:30 on days that I work from home. And today he was up at like 3:50, which means I've been up since basically 3:50 because there's no soundproofing in this old ass house, but I didn't actually get up until 5:15. And because my partner was up so early, I did make myself some coffee. I have a little latte here. And yeah, I am able to kind of, I guess, get an earlier start on things because usually I'm trying to be quiet and stuff. So I didn't film yesterday. On Wednesday, I started the first kiss beat. It ended up being 2 chapters, and so I finished the second chapter yesterday, and we are now at the internal conflict beat, which is all well and good except for the fact that I have no scenes planned for this beat. I had all my little scene cards where I was just brainstorming scenes as they came to me. None of the scenes I've brainstormed do what needs to be done in the internal conflict beat, and so I've been trying since I finished chapter 10 yesterday to loosely brainstorm, like when I was driving home, and I've been trying to come up with what I think will work for this beat, and I'm kind of struggling. So that is the bulk of what I will be doing today, is brainstorming the internal conflict and hopefully finishing the internal conflict, because I would like to be at the next scene, which is the intimate scene, by Monday. I want to be starting that beat on Monday. I do have a friend coming over today when I get off work at 2:30, so I have to also finish my writing by 2:30. And yeah, I have my latte, I have my laundry going, and I'm just going to try and brainstorm for this internal conflict while I do what needs to be done for work. So I did brainstorm the internal conflict, and I'm reasonably happy with it, and it did end up needing to be 2 chapters. And I wrote the entirety of chapter 11, and now all I need to do for the rest of the day to be where I want to be is to finish chapter 12, and then I'll be done the internal conflict beat. And I did get an idea of what I want to do for the dark moment and like what the resolution will look like, which I'm a little nervous because it's more external, like an externally driven dark moment, whereas I feel like usually in my romances the dark moment tends to come from like an internal thing and a character's trauma and all that, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, so it is like 10:30, so I've been working for like 4.5 hours, both working and working on my writing. This is my second latte. I do have an email that I need to write and something else I need to do for work. And then I will be starting chapter 12, and we are just going to see if I can finish this beat. And because when you look at, so here's my tracker, which you can see a little bit better, you know, in this lighting. But when I finish this internal conflict beat, I'm basically halfway through. So I guess the intimate scene is basically like the midpoint, but like the internal falling in love, which comes after the intimate scene, I feel like that's basically the same thing as the intimate scene for this story, not for every story. And then the dark moment will be an external plot point that is then resolved and then happily ever after. So it shouldn't take me super long to finish. I do have my little August timeline, and I do have that I want to be at the intimate scene by the end of the day. And that next Friday, I want to be at the resolution, which is this beat. So I want to be there at the end of next week. But I think if I play my cards right, I can probably finish this story by next week. And that would be ideal. And then I can get all this footage edited and upload it. And then at the start of September, I can jump into revisions for Pine Hollow. So I think that is going to be my goal. And I wanted to write this story in like 2 weeks, and that didn't happen, even though it is a short story. And I don't know, I just feel like it should be done and it's not. So I'm feeling a little disappointed, but I'm also enjoying this story and I look forward to working on it, so I can't complain. Finished chapter 12, so I have finished the internal conflict beat, and that feels pretty good because I'm exactly where I want it to be by the end of this week. I really do wish I had finished this story by today, and then I could be posting this vlog by today, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. I am going to continue on through next week. Okay, I don't want to talk for too long. This vlog is going to be so massive. It is Monday. It is the 26th. I haven't really accomplished as much as I would have liked by 11:30. I did brainstorm for the intimate scene. It ended up being kind of long. It's going to be 3 different chapters, all in one scene, just POV swapping basically. But I also did do a little bit of loose brainstorming in my scrap notebook for the falling in love beat, because that falls directly after this beat, so that just felt important to me. But yeah, so like I said, it's like 11:30. I haven't had any coffee today because I woke up feeling kind of dehydrated, so I've just been drinking water. I stayed up way too late last night and I drank a little bit. We didn't go anywhere and we don't normally drink. It's not like something that we just like to do, but we each just were like, why not? And he spent the weekend, my partner spent the weekend like working in the yard and stuff, and so it was kind of just like, I guess, a release. I don't know. So we just drank, and I shouldn't have drank. I got a little drunk, and then like I said, we stayed up too late. So I feel kind of crappy and kind of dehydrated, but I have almost finished my water, and I think I want to make an iced latte, and then I'm going to start on the first chapter of this beat, which is chapter 13. I want to finish chapter 13 today. I would like to finish chapters 13, 14, and 15 today, but I don't want to set myself up for failure, so for now we are just aiming for chapter 13. What I see when I come downstairs, I aspire to feel this level of comfort just once in my life. Hi, buddy boy. Hello, buddy. Look at his little peats. Okay, so I didn't really get to do much like filming today, but I did write chapter 13, 14, I think it was 14. Yeah, I think it was 14. I did not start chapter 15, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go inside, change into like a comfy shirt and probably snack on something, and then I'm going to start chapter 15, and it would be super dope if I could finish chapter 15 today, and then I will be out of the intimate scene. It's looking less and less like I'm going to finish this draft by the end of the week, so that throws a lot of my plans kind of out the window. I wanted to be able to start my Pine Hollow revisions like September 1st. Well, September, whatever September day Monday is. So I wanted to kind of start anew with Pine Hollow in September, but it almost looks like I'm going to have to carry this story over into the first week of September. And my autistic brain is just freaking out because that's not the plan. And it would have worked perfectly to finish this draft in August. Just, I like when things have a nice and neatness to them. Nice and neatness. A niceness and a neatness. And I just like when things are tidy and make sense. And so I'm kind of upset about that. But I'm just gonna keep working. Slow and steady progress. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go inside and start chapter 15. Oh, I was wondering if you can see, you can kind of see, where's my finger? Our 12-foot skeleton. So I guess I'll have to show him to you, because we have been trying to get him for like the whole year that we've been here, and we finally managed to do that. There he is. From the front of the house, he kind of is like peeking out over the roof, and you can see him when you're like driving by in like the opposite direction or walking in the opposite direction. So he's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Sure, but you gotta be like stern with him, but you haven't texted me.
I said I just wanted to know if you wanted to meet up or not. I'm tired of waiting and being treated like this and not.
Thanks. Only on Verizon. Payments on the most awarded light and heavy duty trucks. The most luxurious Ram 1500F. And the #1 brand.
I actually finished chapter 15, which is really cool because that means I am out of the intimate scene beat, and tomorrow I will be starting the internal falling in love beat, which should be fairly simple. I already have an idea of what's going to happen, and like I said, it should be simple. It's kind of like the aftermath of the intimate beat. So yeah, and then the dark moment / pulling apart beat, I already know what I'm doing with that, and I've already set it up in like a previous chapter, so I think I can make it make sense. The resolution beat will give me some trouble because there has to be a little bit of like action, and I'm not good at writing action, like, you know, fight scenes, confrontations that get physical. I'm not really good at writing those, but that's what's going to happen. I still don't think I'll be able to finish this week, but I think I'll get farther than I thought, and if I do need to go into next week, shouldn't take the whole week. So I just realized that I forgot the notes that I took in my scratch notebook, where I was loosely brainstorming the next beat, the internal falling in love beat. So that's cool. I have to brainstorm from scratch, which I loosely remember it, but it's just the point. It is what it is, you know. I won't make this mistake again, because usually if I think that something I've written in a scratch notebook is worth keeping, and if I need it, I'll take a picture of it so that I have it with me at all times. But I just wasn't thinking, so you never know. Maybe when I brainstorm today, I will come up with an even better scene. Okay, so it's Friday morning, the 30th, August 30th. Sorry if it's very obvious I've been crying. It's nothing bad. The new saga in Epic the Musical was released today, and so I've listened to it twice now and have cried both times. The second time I actually was watching the live stream that Jorge did last night, and it had all these animations and stuff to go along with the music. So I'm a little emotional, but I didn't film yesterday. I did write. I wrote chapters 17 and 18 yesterday, which were the first two chapters in the Dark Moment beat, and I have two more chapters in this beat, and they should be actually really, really short. So my goal is to write both of those today, and I'm going to jump right in because it's 9 in the morning, but we have a new TV coming like between like 10:30 and 2:30 or something, and I have to sign for it, so I'm gonna take my work laptop downstairs to like wait for them so I don't miss them. So I want to get the writing kind of out of the way as soon as possible, and it sucks that it looks like I'll only be finishing the dark beat today, the dark moment, because then I still have the resolution, the happily ever after, and the epilogue. I am off on Monday, so I think hopefully I can finish all of it on Monday, September 2nd, and I won't have to push too far into September to finish this story, so that's the plan. Dark moment today, and then the end on Monday. So like I said, I'm just gonna jump right into it, starting with chapter 19. Okay, so I just finished chapter 19 and it was only like 697 words. So I don't want to say it's a problem, but that's kind of the issue I'm having with my dark moment beats, is that I have split it up into 4 different chapters, but they're all very short because it's like quick pace. Like chapters 17 and 18, they're both from Nell's point of view, but I wanted it to end, I wanted like chapter 17 to end on kind of almost a cliffhanger before we got immediately into the resolution of that cliffhanger. And resolution, I use the term loosely. Basically, spoilers, her ex has come for her, and so the end of chapter 17 is her realizing it, and then we jump right into chapter 18, which is her reacting to it. And then chapter 19 is Garrett. He's off doing his own thing and has his own kind of realizations and whatnot, and so it's only like a brief scene of him as he's kind of putting things together and figuring things out. So now chapter 20, I'm going back to Nell dealing with her ex, and this one should be short too. I only have 2 bullet points for this scene. It is very actiony. I'm going to try to keep my writing brief because I'm not good at writing action scenes, and I think it is because I often overwrite action scenes because I'm trying to make it look like it does in my head. I'm trying to make it look realistic and like give you every detail so you can picture it perfectly in your head. But I think I'm gonna try and keep it brief and not like overly describe what's happening. And so this should be a short chapter too, which is great because it is 9:43 and I want to be downstairs with my work computer at 10:30 so I can wait for this new friggin' TV. So yeah, let me open up file 4 so we can start chapter 20 from Nell's point of view. I am feeling kind of happy. I'm not going to say this story is like super original or unique or creative, but I'm happy with what I've done with it and with, I guess, the breadcrumbs that I have left throughout the story. And it was nice in chapter 19 to finally be able to tie something up that only happened a few chapters ago. It wasn't like at the beginning, but it was something that like Garrett kind of took note of, and then in chapter 19, he was able to piece it together, and that was kind of satisfying to write. So yeah, I'm going to jump into chapter 20 and give myself 25 minutes to finish it. So let's see if I can do that. Okay, so I put on a sprint that had some epic fantasy music in the background, and I don't know if it was the music or what, but I just finished this chapter, chapter 20, and it is 1,099 words, which is pretty good for a 25-minute sprint, and I'm reasonably happy with what I've written considering I am shit at action and fight scenes and stuff, but I think I have some good lines in here. I think I have some good imagery, I guess, and I think it's stuff that can really be doctored up to read even better, so I'm feeling pretty good. It is 10:13, so I am finished these 2 chapters before I want it to be, and I can cross off chapter 20. I can also cross off the dark moment beats entirely from my tracker. So now I only have the last 3, which these 2 will probably be combined anyway. To be fair, I do not have an idea of what these next 3 beats look like. I will have to do some brainstorming on Monday when I start working on this again. But I think I should be able to finish these last 3 beats on Monday, which is September 2nd, but I think I can do it, and that would then give me maybe the evening to work on this big giant vlog. But yeah, I feel really good. I still have to transfer the chapters I wrote yesterday and the chapters I wrote today to my computer, so 4 chapters in total. So I'm just gonna take my laptop down, my work computer, and maybe put on some Netflix or something while I wait for this TV. Quick random aside, because I've been binging it and I've like gone through a whole season in 2 days, but I started the show Dark on Netflix. I started it because I watched it like a 2-hour video on Stranger Things and the downfall of Stranger Things, and I was like, oh man, Stranger Things season 1 was so good. Why couldn't it stay this good? And so many people in the comments were like, oh, you should watch Dark, you should watch Dark. And I looked into it, and I will say season 1, I didn't like any of the characters, and the show made me feel stupid more than anything. Like, I'm following, it just makes me feel stupid as I'm following, because I'm like, what's this? And then it's like, oh, okay. But I just finished season 2 yesterday, and I actually started season 3 yesterday. I watched the first, I think, the first episode of season 3. And it is pretty good. I still don't find many of the characters likable, and the dubbing is not that good, but there's something about this show that has me hooked. So if any of you guys have watched it, I am particularly invested in Regina and Alexander Tiedemann, I think are their names. They're kind of the only characters that I gave a shit about. I like Claudia, Regina's mom, too, even though I know she's not a perfect person. But yeah, they're kind of the only characters that I give a shit about. But like I said, there's just something about this show that has hooked me, and I don't know what it is. By the time this video goes up, I'll probably have finished season 3, which is the last season. But yeah, just if you guys watch Dark, let me know down below what your thoughts are on it. Also, the only thing I think when I'm watching this is, God, I want to live in a small German town, and the house that is used as Jonas's house is such a cute, cozy house. I would give anything to live in that house in a small German town. I would give anything. But yeah, so I'm going to go and set up my work computer downstairs and wait for this damn TV. Alright, so this isn't like a real legit get ready with me, because I don't do those videos because I don't know how to put on makeup and stuff. But yeah, so it's Saturday, the 30th, the 31st? I don't fucking know. Saturday morning. It's a little around like 9:30, I think. I didn't know this, but my partner had to work today, so he left right before I jumped in the shower, and it's looking like it's gonna actually be like kind of a long day for him. And I thought, well, if he has to work today, then like I should work today. And I thought that it's the perfect day to spend my day writing, because he's not here. I don't want to say like to distract me, because he doesn't distract me. It's that he's home and I want to spend time with him. But so he's not here to distract me, for lack of a better word. Don't have anything else going on today. And if I can finish this draft today, I will accomplish my goal of finishing it, before August ends. So I think I'm just gonna try and do that. But first, I am going to run up to the food line that's like 15-20 minutes away, get some milk and coffee creamer. I use like the same shit all the time, and I just want to try some new, or different at least, flavors in my coffee. I'm going to finish getting ready. I'm basically dressed. I just have to switch my like wallet and stuff into my weekend bag versus the bag I use during the week, which is the one I take to work. It's ridiculous. I hate it. It's very inconvenient, but I have to do it this way. It's the only way my autistic brain lets me do it. So yeah, I'm gonna finish getting ready and then run to the grocery store. Oh yeah, and real quick while I'm putting my shit away, I finished Dark this morning, the Netflix show. I had gotten to the finale last night, and then I had like 25 minutes left when my partner got home, so I just saved it until this morning, watched it before he left. I am so conflicted about how this show ended, and I feel very sad about it, and it confuses me a little bit, I guess. It was so bittersweet, and I think it speaks to an internal fear that I didn't know I had of like, what if I don't really exist? What if none of this exists? I don't know. It's weird, and I can't stop thinking about it, and I'm sad, but it was a good ending, and I'm glad the show didn't like jump the shark or try to become like, I don't know. I'm glad it didn't do what Stranger Things did, and I'm just really sad about it, and like I said, I can't stop thinking about it, and I don't know what to think, and I'm sad, but also like satisfied. So yeah, again, do any of you watch Dark? Have you watched it? Did you like it? What did you think? I'm so sad. So, the plan. I have to brainstorm the next beat, which is the resolution beat, which the action scene I set up yesterday has to come to an end. So it should take me not a lot of time, because I'm trying to keep my action-y scenes quick, I guess, and short and not overwritten like I tend to do. So brainstorm the resolution beat, write the resolution beat, and then the only things I will have left are the happily ever after and the epilogue, which I think I'll probably end up combining them anyway. I don't know, we'll see.
Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating. But without further ado, let's dive into my video essay for Dark Season 3.
The loved one will continue on in the Tannhaus family, throughout the generations. Number 17 is another one that I got from Kim's article, and it's about Magnus, where he's in front of the cave in the 2000 things that said, oh, this was even going to be in season 2, reading the passage and getting ready. 22 is Ava repeating Adam's line about a person living 3 lives. While it's not word for word, it is a variation and a callback to Adam talking with Jonas. The basic gist is that the first life ends with the loss of Naive and Pang.
So I'm not quite finished the story, but I did finish this beat. I just finished chapter 22 because this beat ended up being 2 chapters, and chapter 21 was only like 700 words, maybe 830 words, and then chapter 22 ended up being exactly 1500, which is about how much Nell Alexander like estimates for this beat is just 1500. So I have a little bit more than I should, but I'm not following like the framework exactly. Like, I don't know why I did that. I'm not following the framework exactly. So I'm happy with what I have, and I'm happy to be able to cross the resolution off of my beat tracker. So as you can see, all I have left are the happily ever after and the epilogue beats. So I'm feeling pretty good. I mostly was just watching a bunch of like dark video essays while I wrote, because I know there's like so many people that can't watch things when they're writing, or can't even like listen to music that has lyrics while they're writing because it distracts them. I've never had that issue because I just fully in the zone when I'm writing. But I like the background noise, and when I come up for air while I'm writing, it's like I like having something that can kind of give me interesting little tidbits before I jump back into writing. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why I am the way that I am. But yeah, so it is 2:06 now. And like I said, I still have these other 2 beats. I do already have an idea for my epilogue, which I think is going to be actually kind of fun. I think it's going to be more of like a setup to a second book about the other character, Tilda, who is the cousin of my male lead, Garrett. So I think I'm going to do the epilogue in her point of view and as a setup for a second book if I feel like writing it. So really, I just have this happily ever after that I have to come up with a good idea. Problem is, I feel like a lot of romances end with the characters like either getting pregnant, or it's like a flash forward and they're already pregnant and it's just a sweet moment between them. Or it flashes forward even more and they have children. I am happily child-free. I don't see myself ever having children, and if ever it happened accidentally, like, I would probably not keep a child. I'm happily child-free. I don't think I would make a good parent. So it's hard for me to kind of connect to a lot of romances when they end like that. And I certainly don't want to write endings like that because it's not going to feel genuine coming from me because I don't want children. So it's hard because that does seem to be the way 99.9% of romances like end. So I have to try and come up with something that's cute and equally satisfying to readers. I don't know.
Talk about fucked up. Number 6, Bartosz Tiedemann. Bartosz was dealt a pretty shitty hand. Before the apocalypse, he finds out his girlfriend is actually in love with Jonas and...
Okay, so that ended up being a little bit longer. It was like 1,700 words, but I'm done the happily ever after beat, which ultimately I'm considering the end of this story. I'm still gonna write the epilogue, but since I've decided it's gonna be from Tilda's point of view and just basically setting up the next story, I'm considering this story over. This is just going to be kind of tacked on to the end, I guess. And it will reference the story, so it's not like a completely new scene or anything. But yeah, I'm feeling really pleased, and now I just have to brainstorm the epilogue and write that, and that should be easy peasy. Also, our neighbors across the street got a pool weeks ago because we were seeing like a pool truck in their driveway, and they're having a party, and all these people were standing out on their front porch in their bathing suits, and the envy is so real. I gotta get rich. Alright, so I finished, and just in time because my partner just got home. But it is 6:36, so I'm happy I finished. Kind of sucks it took the whole day, but I finished and it was like, what, 3 weeks? And my word count total is just under 30,000, which is good for me. I always say I'm starting a short story and then it never actually stays short. And this is 30,000 words, so I feel like I'm off to a good start. And yeah, I'm just feeling really proud and really pleased with myself. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of film the outro, I guess, to this massive vlog. I would have done it last night, but my partner got home. I had not realized how late it had gotten, so I kind of didn't have the time to film last night. But yeah, so this draft clocked in at like 29,973 words, so I'm just under 30,000, but I feel really good about that. The framework I was working from for the beats was only for like a 20,000 word story, so I did go over that, but at the end of the day, it is still much shorter than my usual long rambling messes, and so I feel really good about that. I feel like I actually succeeded in writing a short romance for the first time, and when I work on the next draft, you know, I will have to add things and flesh out more things, but I think I'll also have to delete some things. So I think ultimately it'll even out, and I'm feeling really good about that. I'm just feeling really good about sticking to the idea of writing a short, indulgent romance and actually succeeding. And I enjoyed the epilogue with its little tease for the next book, if I ever write that, and it was just nice. So yeah, I don't know what my next video is gonna be. It's probably just gonna be like starting revisions on Pine Hollow, weekly writing vlog, because as much as I have enjoyed the idea of having like this one singular vlog, like where I finish something, you know, I start it and I finish it in the same vlog. This is so much footage, and I'm so worried that this vlog is gonna be massive and no one's gonna watch it. So yeah, I guess let me say, if you've made it this far, thank you. I know this is a much longer video than I usually post, and I probably won't do it again. I'm already dreading the like rendering and the uploading. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe I finished this story in 3 weeks. I had fun writing it, but I am glad to be done. I'm glad to be able to move on to Pine Hollow because I did not know that this story would take so much time. I thought, oh, fun little story that'll take me two weeks max, and then it took me almost longer than 3 weeks. So, but yeah, so I'm going to end this vlog here because it's already going to be way too long, and I'm going to work on getting it edited and uploaded. And yeah, I will see you then in my next video where we will hopefully be back in the world of Pine Hollow. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I am exhausted. I never know how to end these videos, but I certainly don't know how to end it now. So I will just say, I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate your patience while I have not uploaded since I started writing this story. I won't do that again. I didn't like not having anything to post on YouTube. And I will see you guys in my next video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all, and I'll see you then.